Welcome back, all. I know markets are not looking pretty anywhere. Bitcoin is having issues. The prices aren't doing well. I'm sure this is all in relation to not just the markets and Bitcoin, but UST losing its peg. Of course, Luna crashing, that debacle that went on, that's not helping anything. So maybe you're telling yourself, I'm going to sell all my crypto and get out of this mess, and I'm going to go back to stocks. Hey, honey, what are stocks?
Nothing for you.
So anyways, hey, before you overreact, potentially, just take a breath. Let's talk about this for a few minutes. The state of the markets is all fear right now, right? So if we look at it, we're looking at extreme fear for both sides, both the stocks, and that generally always tells us what? Fear usually is the opposite of what we think. Everybody is in panic mode, but it is often a good time to buy. And the same thing for crypto right now. And Bitcoin is the major influencer here for where we're at, and it is in fear mode as well, as it's taken a bit of a hit. So as we look at all the fear in the markets right now, we want to ask ourselves the question, are we in a bear market? I don't have a clue. So right now, we just look right now at stocks, where they are. In some sense, I'd say, yeah, we're in a bear market, but we look at crypto and you could say the same thing. But I don't know. I just look at it and know that the price is down significantly. And so we're going to take a look at that over here. We're going to first look at Bitcoin and the general chart and the time frame here that we want to see. So it's pretty clear right here. You can go off of this. You can follow this all the way up and see. This is going back to last year, right? So we're going to go all the way back to last year and note that we had some pretty good moves up. But then steadily over time after November, that's when we started to drop back down. We had what appeared to be some moves back up. So it did recover a little bit, but it has slowly ramped off again. Of course, I still think the US Terra Luna issue was a large factor in this, but the general markets, there's fears of recession, everything else going on in the world right now. It may be leaving money moving out of the markets, whether you're in stocks or crypto. So anyways, are we in a bear? I don't know, but we can look at the chart here and very much tell that we have dropped down to some pretty low levels. Are we at the lowest? Of course not. So we saw some pretty crazy things over the past when we had great moves up. We can see all the way down to closer to 3,000 at some of the lowest lows. And that was back in what I believe everyone refers to as crypto winter. So it definitely had its drops. So that started, way back before I got into this. But we can see that those numbers dropped a good bit. Is it going to drop back to these numbers? I don't know. The positive side of this, which I want to say, if we did look at this and say it drops in the next few weeks and it drops down to $3,000 something, is that really a time for you to panic? If you have money locked in, sure, it feels bad. But it's a great time to buy if you have capital that is available, because you're getting this on sale if you believe in Bitcoin. Now here is a good segue. Stop for a second. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say on this channel is financial advice. You got to do your own research. You're using this knowledge that I try to present here, and it's all my opinion on how I feel about things for my investments. You're using this hopefully to help guide you and go learn and do research on this stuff, but definitely don't listen to me. I'm just a dude making videos on the internet. What the heck do I know, right?
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.
This is just looking at past experience, the past never guarantees future results, as they say, but the past is our guide. It is how we look at things to see where things have been to decide where they go. And in this case, it's the effect of don't look at this up close and personal image. So a lot of people, they're very much stuck in this little area right here. They saw some big highs, that wasn't that far or long off ago, maybe even earlier this year when we hit and then they see this drop. But if all else fails, you need the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that we are at lows, but we had some great highs. We can see where we've been, and we can hopefully go past that and even higher on this chart. Along with this, I did want to show, this is an older chart. This is from CoinDesk. So again, this is old. This is like a year old now, but this shows some of the time frames for bear and bull cycles for Bitcoin. So as it started off, and they're missing a little bit of time here, but that doesn't matter. So you can see some of the periods, you can see some of the time frames. So just like stocks, we don't know really for sure. We can say we're in a bear market right now. The end result is Prices are down. How long this is all going to last, who knows? This could pick up in the next few weeks and go up. A lot of people believe it will. Uh, there's no way to know this, right? So the point is, we've kind of hit the point now where we had a little bit of a bear not that long ago, last year. And I know it's not showing, but now we're moving back a little bit, and now it looks like we're retracing. So a little bit of a fake out. But anyways, this gives you some influence, some factoring in on how long these cycles can last, and you can easily see that there is no way to know how these are going to happen, how long they're going to be. There's a lot of government regulation that has had impacts on what you see on the chart right here. And that is often what usually happens with these. Governments come in and they say they're going to ban crypto or ban mining or whatever it may be, and that is usually the larger of the influences that you see in the markets, as it turns out, at least in crypto. So now with what I've shown you on the charts, we ask again, are we in a bear market? I don't know, but the real question that goes with this is, if we are, then what, right? What do we do next? Are we supposed to be worried? Are we panicking? I think no. I think the answer is this is not a big deal. Now, pause for a second. If you've already sold and lost as a result of crypto in general going down, or Bitcoin, whatever you may be in this area, if you've already sold and you lost out, then yes, that is a very bad thing because well, you've lost money, right? You made the choice to sell out. So if you're in that moment right now where your crypto value is down and you're asking, should I sell? I would say, heck no, right? If you're trying to cut your losses, I know sometimes that's the mindset, like with stock trading. Sometimes that makes sense, but it really depends on how far you are down and do you believe in this? Are you doing this long term, or are you just trying to make a quick buck? If you're trying to make a quick buck, then maybe that's the decision you have to make. But if you believe in this long term, I think this is very healthy for us. So we're down like half right now, right? So we're about 50% down from where we were previously. And so that's a pretty healthy correction, at least. Or, depending on how you look at it, is it a crash? I guess not. Often the crashes, they can see 90% down. So are we at a crash level? No, I don't think so. Could we go down more? Of course we could. I don't know if we will. There's no way to know that. So the real factor is, if you're already in, do you want to actually take the loss, or do you want to wait this thing out? Because if you look at the charts that we showed, Bitcoin has normally, after a bear market cycle, gone up even higher. Stocks often work the same way, right? So if they're good stocks, now this doesn't mean across the board that even Bitcoin is going to do that. This is all just hypothetical because I like Bitcoin and I believe it is going to continue going up. This is the decision you have to make in your investment, or even in this case, even more important, I think, than that for me, this is a great buying opportunity for a lot of people. So if you're talking about half off and it goes back up, you've just doubled whatever you put in, right? So now that we look at hopefully more positive light on this and get away from how bad this is, where do I think it's going next? Again, I don't have a clue. Tomorrow, I don't know what's happening, and the next day, what I'm looking at is hopefully long term, and long term for me is almost always going to be at least a year plus. Now, we could be stuck in this cycle for a year, right? Because some of those bear cycles lasted well over a year. It totally depends. But if it lasts a year, I'm okay with that because that just leads to further buying opportunities at great prices. Chances are it's not going to just waver, it's going to have a little bit of steady down as she goes. Hopefully, that's all we see, right? If it drops all the way to that 3,000, it's going to feel real bad. It's going to suck. But again, $3,000 to buy a Bitcoin that I think could go back all the way to 70,000, 80,000, and higher sounds like a good deal to me. So I would be buying in if I saw those prices. So I think another big thing to keep in mind is crypto growth has only gotten bigger. There are very few people invested in crypto right now as an alternative here. I mean, if you look at investments and other things, the stocks being the largest factor in play here, crypto has got very, very little use out there. Very few people are invested in crypto. I don't remember the exact numbers off the top of my head, but it was some ridiculous amount compared to all other investments in this world. So as we move forward in time, I only expect crypto investments to grow. And that's coming from just looking at a general user out there or an investor. You're not even talking about all the changes that have happened between the larger mainstream coming into this between industry and even countries coming into crypto. So all that spells good things for the future. And that's what this means in my mind is growth is what leads to all of this gaining value over time. I know it hurts to look at those charts. A lot of people, a lot of friends, and we'll call them mentors, at least in my past with stocks, when the market is doing bad, you turn off the computer, TV, whatever it is you're getting your information from sometimes, and that's not always a good idea in crypto, right? But the point is, you take a step back, you unplug, you move away from it so you're not focused on it 24/7. So I'd say with that, don't stay in panic mode, right? Calm down. Hate to say take a chill pill, but that's it, right? Take a chill pill, relax a little bit, and use this time to go learn more about crypto, about projects that are out there, about everything. So I hate to say it, but this is one of the more relaxed periods, at least in the fact of there's just so much being thrown around in a bull market in crypto. There's projects popping up left and right, and there are still projects now, but it is definitely calmer now, and it gives you a chance to breathe and just go learn and explore while we're in this cycle. So you can move forward into the next bull market and be ready to run with the bulls. Now, with that being said about doing research, I do have a video right up here for you to go look at projects that I think still could be a good investment. Remember, not financial advice, but I enjoyed that video. It has some good projects that I'm already in as well, and I think they're actually doing pretty good during this time period. So I think if you take nothing else from this video, I think the main quote we'll use here is slow and steady wins the race. That's not always true, right? But I think in general, long term, slow and steady is going to win this race. It's going to be what brings you those big crypto returns, right? So with that, bear markets are a great entry point for you to make your investments, and then those things can grow greatly once the bull market takes off, whenever that actually happens, whenever that speeds up and turns back. So great time to be in this. So again, just think about that, slow down, relax. And with that, if you like this video, please do leave me a comment, give me a like. And also, I'd love some comments on what you're doing in this market right now. I love to hear from you all. And until then, I will see you in the next video.